Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Franky and Coen's Ukraine Inside.
A weekly online TV show about the situation in Ukraine.
With today, as a guest, Jan van Rooij, who is here every week.
Thank you.
And we have online Rick the Ukrainian, and we have Alyona Gramova. She is directly here from the front in, near to Bakhmut. And we have a very, very special guest today. Andrei is here. He is the Ukrainian soldier. And we're going to hear all about his story. He has a very, very, very unique story. And of course, here is my best friend,
Koen
van Oosten.
And Franky van Hintem.
And that's all. That's all complete who's will be joining our show today. We will start today with the news. With the news, what happened last week. Two rocket missiles destroyed more than 10 houses in Zaporozhye. With this brutal attack, a 50-year-old man and his just 11-year-old daughter were killed. The mother of the child, a 46-year-old woman, was taken to the hospital with very serious injuries. These houses stood in a residential area. Koen, you did see this news?
I see this news, it is terrible, but I see on TV that they tell about 11 houses, but the new news about this was more than 30 houses destroyed, and they're all civilians.
Yeah, more than 30 houses destroyed, 2 people died, a lot of injured, and the people who are injured, most of them, actually all of them were civilians, they were not militaries. That's terrible to hear. Unbelievable, the aggression of the Russian army, and I think it's completely unnecessary. But there was more news.
The return and reunion of 31 children with their families is a victory for careful and complicated negotiations to secure their release. In many cases held against their will for months, child protection workers believe their stories will help prove the International Criminal Court's case against Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Children's Rights Commissioner Maria Lvova-Belova.
Yes, of course, it's very good news that 31 children came back from Russia. They have been captured, they have been taken hostile. 31 did come back, Koen?
But yeah, 31, that is a little part. There are more than 19,000 children lost in Russia, and they have to come all back.
Yeah, they have to come all back. Also in the news, well actually maybe it's not news, but I found it out myself. There's a lot been damaging from the Russian army. They destroyed a lot of electricity units, and they tried to make the Ukrainian people live in unbearable situations in the Ukraine. As you can see, a lot have been damaged, but lately...
The power grid works, they have gas. I have deep respect for the people, they fix it in so short time. Every time, 3-4 days, when they hit, 3-4 days later, it works again or apart.
Yes,
and they have then different times to have power.
Yes, it's true. I've been speaking to several people in the Ukraine this week, and actually in all locations, except for the location where at this moment the war zone, the other locations actually electricity is working again, gas is working again. Everything is working like before. So wow, very well done by the Ukrainian
fix it so fast.
Government. Yes. Then there was a lot about the Crimea. They said that Ukraine wanted to negotiate about the situation in the Crimea. Here you see pictures of what happened in the Crimea before, but in the news was told that Ukraine wants to negotiate with Russia about it, but I think it's kind of a misunderstanding.
That's a misunderstanding. They talk about that the people of Russia, they are in Crimea, can be safely go to Russia with no damage at all, but they want every piece of Ukraine back. Also Crimea, every part that the Russians occupied now.
Yes, Andrei, if you see, once again, Andrei is here. We're going to talk about his unique story a little bit later. But Andrei, you did see also the news probably, you follow the news in the Ukraine. What do you think about, for example, the situation when you see about the Ukrainian children that have been taken to Russia? Did you hear about that?
Да, это преступление.
Yes, you heard about it a lot. It's not possible. In English,
Yes.
if it's okay. If not, I can
Yes.
translate it from Russian to English. But if you can do it in English, would be the best. So
Yes, I understand, yes.
you did see this news, and it's terrible, of course.
Yes, of course, it's very terrible. And what to do, Russian Federation? I'm sorry for my English. My English not perfect. Yes,
Your English
I'm
is
try to remember this word, but I forget. Yes, this Russian do a lot like savage. Yes, and this what would do before.
it's
in
extremely
medieval-
aggressive, and they also use it against children and civilians. Jan,
Yeah.
you probably also heard the news about.
It's crazy what they are doing with everybody, also like children or the older people, or which one, like young, old people. It's top of the world. It's crazy. It's crazy what's happening there every day again, over and over.
Yeah, a lot of aggression, and also to the civilians. It's unbelievable. I think that's way out of order.
Yeah, but also Zelensky said there are like animals.
Yep.
How they treat the children.
They're like
in
animals,
Russia.
and we have somebody in the show who knows a lot about that. If everything is well, we have Alona Gramova live on the stream. Alona Gramova, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
You are here. We don't see you, but we hear you. Ah, there you are. Hello, Alona. How are you doing today?
Here is the proof.
Yeah?
Yes.
We do not hear you very well, but I understood that you have been working this week a lot in the area of Bakhmut, in the Donbass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, you have been working there. Well, we are very happy that you again in our show, same like last week. And can you tell me what have you been doing kind of this week?
Oh, so this, like the other weeks, Donbass, like all this year, of situation is changing. Right now we have many official. Side is changing. Always attacks. It's the bad news. Attacks from the bad news, of course, but good news. That's army still trying to do the best, you know.
Yeah, Alona, we cannot hear you very well. Maybe we first look at the video which you made this week, especially for us. And then hopefully when we come back to you, the connection might be a little bit better. But Alona made a video for us in the Donbass area, not far away from Bakhmut.
Добраться на позиции украинских артиллеристов в бахмутском направлении непросто. Передвигаемся небольшими перебежками и сразу становимся свидетелями нового боевого задания. На огневых позициях украинской артиллерии на бахмутском направлении тишины не бывает. И без дела бойцы здесь не сидят. Чтобы отбить многочисленные попытки штурмов противника, за день британская гаубица делает десятки выстрелов. Работа артиллеристов направлена на прикрытие украинской пехоты, ликвидацию боевой техники противника, а главное – его живой силы.
В більшості ми працюємо для прикриття наших рот, тобто не даємо противнику атакувати, згуртуватися, там, зібратися, тобто знищуємо його максимально.
Тобто от зараз ми знаємо, що в Бахмутському напрямку дуже багато, вони намагаються робити, штурмувати. І саме завдяки, наприклад, саме такої техніки ви все відбиваєте і допомагаєте нашій піхоті, так?
Безперечно, це як мінімум ми не даємо їм не підняти голову, не згуртуватися, не зробити якийсь напрямок, там, скажімо так, збільшити кількість людей і все остальне. Ми робимо як загорожу. Вони не можуть зібратися, щоб атакувати.
Удерживать свои позиции и атаковать российские войска на самом горячем направлении в Донецкой области защитникам помогает легенда британской армии гаубица Л-119. Легкая артиллерийская установка производит до 7 выстрелов в минуту и способна поражать цели на расстоянии до 11 километров.
Тут доволі простий приціл і наведення не складне. Тут підйом ствола по кутоміру. Досить вона практична і легка в наведенні.
Британская Л-119 – это мобильная и довольно легкая по своей массе гаубица. Артиллеристы говорят, ее установка занимает не более 2 минут.
Тобі ж вона дуже маневрена, швидка, легко розкладається на 360 градусів. Є можливість її обертати, тобі ж всі тактико-технічні характеристики просто универсальны.
Тактику ведения боя на Бахмутском плацдарме, говорят бойцы, россияне меняют, пытаясь копировать украинских защитников. Атакуют чаще всего при пасмурной погоде.
Вони багато тиснуть, коли погода дуже погана, бо тоді наші пташки їх не бачать, і вони йдуть. А так, вони лише вилізають відти з бліндажу своїх, ми зразу їх накриваємо. Вот вся работа наша.
Забирать с поля боя своих погибших солдат оккупанты не спешат. Такие данные постоянно поступают от украинской разведки.
Вони не забирають. Деколи, дивлячись по стріму, скажімо, вже певний час тут знаходячись, що їхні 200 лежать по 3-4 тижні. Тобто не розумію, як то може відбуватися в загальному, навіть з людської точки зору, що він лежить. Як ти не забереш, скажімо, труп свого товариша, побратима, чи як. Розумію, що деколи неможливо, але треба робити. У них є захищені позиції, з яких можна то забрати, але вони так само не забирають.
Ежедневно на Бахмутском направлении противник несет большие потери. Все это благодаря профессиональной подготовке украинских военных и работе зарубежных боевых установок. Донецкая область. Бахмутское направление. Специально для Фрэнки и Коэна.
Alyona, wow, you were there. How was it to be there with the soldiers?
Great.
Yeah.
Safety. When we're working with the military, as our heroes, it's always safety. Of course, it's not safety because the Russians, drones always flying, always seeing everything and can make strikes in every moment.
Okay.
That's why it's not safety. But when you see the smiles of our militaries, you understand everything okay.
How far was it from the front where you've been?
From line 0, he means.
Line 0.
It's close information. We don't have to say that, but it's very close. I wanted to say it's very close because our artillery is working. Always have the positions, changing positions because strikes, Russian strikes, and the drones always seen. But I think yesterday we were working with the militaries. It was 5 kilometers from 0.
Wow.
Wow.
That's close.
And you've been working with them, and at the moment we saw them firing shots. Were it really shots to the Russian army, directly to the Russian army?
Yes. It's for machines, military Russian machines, and of course they're trying to do. Sorry, я тебе скажу на русском языке. Да, уничтожение живой силы противника сегодня первоочередное для артиллерии — это российская пехота.
Yeah, so the artillery is directly pointing at the Russian army on the other side. It's not far away.
But are you not afraid that they shoot at the artillery when you're there? I will be, I think, a little bit scared. How about you?
No, I'm not scared. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's crazy, but I understand every time we have to show this video, and of course we have to speak with the militaries, because when you come on the positions, when you're smiling, when you said, "Hey guys, how are you? Hello," they need this. They need. That's why I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's very scary.
Andrei, you have been in similar situations. When you see something like this, you see the shooting, makes it you nervous? Do you feel, well, we cannot really feel how it is, but do you feel really the tension and how it is over there?
The tension?
Ty čувствуешь, как она, наверное, чувствуется?
Yes, of course.
Когда ты видишь,
Yes, when you feel this, I think at the first I think that you are really a very brave girl. Yes, a military journalist is very great. You're our warriors at the information fronts. Yes, and your donate to the victory is one of the most important. Yes, very important, and I'm very grateful to you also to this. Yeah.
Well, Jan?
Yeah.
It's hey Ilona.
Yes. About yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
No.
About,
Go on.
About scared. Yes, of course, have some scared, but when you choose something, yes, your scared go away. Yes.
You follow what you choose. You do it.
Yes.
Although you're scared.
You decide.
You made the decision. Jan, have you been in the army?
I've never been in the army, and I thought about it when I was young, but I'm not like brave as Andrei. I don't have the guts and the balls, maybe.
Or like Alyona?
Oh, Alyona, sorry. But it's never came, and I think also that we never went to a war, because we in the Netherlands, and maybe it's easy to say that it's safer, like a little bit, and we are not like direct with a war or something. So maybe when there is a war in the Netherlands, I will fight. But I don't gonna say that I'm gonna fight, because I never.
You're not sure. You don't know how you're gonna react.
I know.
Really, the situation is coming.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to say. And in Ukraine,
but
the war.
It says so much about a person like Andrei, that he went to the war, that he fight in the war, and what he did during the war, and what he sacrificed.
Yeah, we will talk about Andrei's story in a few minutes, because it's really a unique story.
Yeah, really.
But
if I can ask to Alyona, sorry. I saw in the video that the Ukraine soldier was telling about that he was really fighting to protect everybody that was behind him. Like the children, everybody was still living near to the front. He was telling, like, we try to hold up the front line for everybody that's behind him. It's crazy that he's saying that. That it's tell so much about the person of the guy, like the soldier, that he's there to protect everybody. That he wants to give himself, like sacrifice himself for Ukraine, and it's amazing. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, actually today I was speaking with a guy who was in Bakhmut only one day ago, and they staying there 1 month, and they keep in our positions, and every night from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning, strikes, and they trying to get Ukrainian positions, and it's. He said it's scared. Sometimes it's really scary, because you're waiting for this night and you don't know what is going on this night. And you understand that this Russians militaries, it's more than Ukrainian. That's why, of course, I'm always don't understand from where they get this strong.
The spirit. Because
and spirit, yes, and they always said this because our country, our Ukraine. That's all. It's simple.
When you are at the location where you've been on the video and they are shooting, can you see if they hit something? And if they hit something, how does it feel? I mean, how does it?
First of all, about scare. You see in this video in the beginning that we're running.
Yeah.
We're running between positions. Yeah, it's really, you have to run. It's not funny, you have to run because in every moment they begin to shoot. About information, they get information then from Ukrainian who put in drones in the air. Yes, they get information about what kind of цели они попали по цели.
They get the result if something has been hit. Yeah. They show it from upstairs. But you, when you are there and they make the bomb going, do you know directly the result? Do you know, yes, we hit something or we didn't hit something? And if you hit something, does it feel good or does it feel like, uh-oh, or we hit somebody? Or how does it feel on the moment that something has been hit?
What does it feel for me?
Да, как это чувствуется, когда пропали на русских, когда вы видели, что там был результат, какой вы хотели? Как это чувствуется?
First of all, I'm happy because I'm live here in Ukraine and I wanted to stay in Ukraine. If they hit, of course, we're happy, all happy.
Yeah, I do understand.
Because at this moment, I understand that we have more days for fight to stop them. In this moment, they hit. Они попали по цели. Они попали, там было повреждено несколько единиц военной техники, и они попали по пехоте. Это я точно знаю.
Okay, also in the moment when she was there, they hit some targets. They hit some technically, so maybe some tanks or something, and they hit also people. And it makes her feel good.
If I can ask, at the place where you were, where the video was making, how many soldiers you think like there? If you see the difference, are there twice more soldiers from Russia or 5 times more soldiers? Because you are saying that there are the amount of soldiers from the Ukraine are lower than the Russian ones. Do you think that the Russians are 5 times more soldiers on the moment there? Like the difference between the...
Есть много больше русских солдат, чем украинцы. И сколько раз больше русских там, чем украинцы?
You don't have to say the numbers, but like 5 times more or 6 times more, because then you get a perspective how many people are there. Like.
No, this is not close information. This information for everyone, everybody know that's more than 3
times more Russians than Ukrainian.
And they still there like fighting spirit. It says so much the people there, like they are fighting there. There are 3 times more than them. It's 1 till 3 every time, like 1 on 3. And they still have the spirit and still want to go. It says a lot.
And what do you think now?
Yes, the situation not only in Bakhmut area, like this situation only close to Avdiivka right now. There also, it's very many Russian militaries right now. More than Ukrainian,
much
but
more,
still standing in our position, still Ukrainian.
And like we were just talking about your Bakhmut area, how is in Bakhmut the situation now? Because here's in the news very often that Ukraine lost the location to the Russians, or 70%. Or what is your feeling? Is it is Bakhmut in Russian? Is it occupied by the Russians right now, or what do you think?
Yes. That's why in the beginning I told you that front line is changing. Yes, it's changing because every day we have some new information about where they standing right now. I know this city very good, and when I see the map, I see the places where they standing. So, but Russian television always said that Ukrainian army go out from Bakhmut. It's not true, first of all, because only today I was speaking with a guy who standing in Bakhmut, and only one day go from Bakhmut to have a rest, but they going to come back to Bakhmut.
So Ukraine is still in Bakhmut. It's not like it's so it's. Okay, that's a very clear answer. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, but if you speak to the soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers, they speak them what they worry about, the family or themselves.
Он спросит, солдаты, они много говорят за их фамилию, их семья, они боятся их, или как они за это говорят?
About family?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to speak with the militaries about family.
They don't want to talk about it.
Because sometimes they cry, and because they very miss their family. Because sometimes they don't speak with the wife or with the children weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month.
Wow.
Is there?
It's very difficult. For them, it's more simple to be in this situation like this artillery working very close to the front line, but very not easy to speak about the family. They very missing.
Is there even a connection from the front line to home, or like?
They're not allowed. They're not allowed
Okay.
to call from the.
Even when they are a military camp, like go back to the basic. Is there like a connection to?
When they are in a rotation center, probably they can call, right? Only when they. But yeah.
Yeah. It's good that they have a connection, that they can get in connection.
Yeah, but they are not often in the rotation center. They stay near the front for quite a long time, and then they take them back from the front. We've been in several rotation centers, and then they can call. On the front, I think they're not even allowed to call with signal, or can they call with signal when they are on the front? Если они на фронте работают, они совсем не могут звонить, или они могут звонить сигнал через телефон или так, фамилия, или совсем нельзя звонить?
No, why? Of course they can call to the family, but when they have this, когда есть возможность, possibility, if they have possibility, because in the front we doesn't have signal, of course. In Bakhmut there is no signal. In Chasiv Yar, too close to Bakhmut, no signal. And when they work in there is no signal. And first of all, it's very dangerous. When sometimes we're working with the military's press officer asking for us put telephone in fly, fly.
Mode. Yeah, that's what we've been told also. We're not allowed to, we are not allowed to use the telephone when we are near there. We should only call with signal. That's what they say to us because it's more safe. One more question before we go to the next subject.
If I can ask, you are at the front. Are there like soldiers asking to you, like, can you please send a message to the home front or something? Like, here's my number, call my home, that's still going good with me.
That's a good one.
That they trying to ask you? Like, please give them a heads up. I'm still here. Nothing is wrong. I'm holding on.
Yeah, sometimes they asking. I'm calling to wives or mom, asking, please call my mom. Said everything okay. Send a couple pictures. Sometimes yes, but very often when simple people who live in cities like this, like Chasiv Yar, they're still living people. They doesn't have possibilities to send a message or something to the family and said everything okay, I'm alive. And sometimes they're making a video with these people and they said, oh, hello, everything okay, I'm alive. I ask, how many times you don't speak with your husband? Sometimes the situation like this, wife is going out, husband stay, or husband stay, wife go away. And like this, and he said, oh, 3 months, I don't know what is going on.
Aljona, we have to thank you very, very much for your, all this information you gave us, for the wonderful video you sent us. And we are going to see you
next week.
Not next week, but in, let's say, 2 weeks. I've heard you will be out of town a little bit, but on the 22nd you will be in the same area where we will be. So we will see you in Swatogirsk or somewhere there in this area near Bakhmut. We will see you in, let's say, 10, 12 days from now. Thank you very much. And next week you will be in the show, of course. Only next time, not me will be hosting, but Jan will be hosting the show.
We're going to speak each other again.
yeah, he will do the interviews, and we will be also joining, but we will be joining from somewhere from the Ukraine, also with a live stream. Thank you very, very much. yeah, we are going on with the next subject, and we have today a very, but really a very special guest. Well, as I said, we have a very special guest. Andre is here, and Andre is a soldier who has been, as a volunteer, fighting, but in the Ukraine, for the Ukrainian army. But we have a little, a little video. Well, a little bit the story about Andre in a few pictures.
Mm-hmm. Andre grew up in a town about 80 kilometers from Kiev. When the Russians attacked Ukraine, Andre didn't have to think long, because he wanted to defend his country, and that's why he volunteers the Ukrainian army. All the soldiers of his platoon chose him to be their commander. On March 26, his battalion operated north of Kiev when his life changed completely. There was a flash and there was a loud bang. Andre didn't realize that he lost an arm. His leg was also seriously injured, and there was no other choice but to amputate it. In June, Andre came to the Netherlands for revalidation. Of course, Andre received as an absolute hero the Medal of Honor. Most of the time, Andre is in Utrecht, but today, Andre is here.
Once again, welcome, Andre Seremaker. Welcome into our show. How are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that you invite me. Yes, it's a very big honor for me. I'm very glad to all Netherlands people and to you for your help, for help our country, and for me. Yes, Netherlands people is really great. Yes. Yes. How are you today? I'm nice, and weather today also great.
Yeah, weather was also great.
Yeah, there was sunshine, but not anymore. Yes. It's raining.
Well, you say you're honored, but to be honest, we are very honored, because I think you are our most special guest. It's unbelievable what you did for your country and what you had to go through. Jan? Huh?
First, I want to thank you for your service, and we never can imagine what you are going through, like that you fight at the front of the war, and what you sacrifice and everything. Thank you again. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
It's a very big honor for me to hear this, yes, and from you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, just a little bit about your story. I understood you were as a volunteer going to the army because the Russians invaded your country, and you, on your own choice, you went to the army, and then? And
I can, if say clearly, before the 24th February, I don't plan to join to army. Yes, be a soldier. I'm a student. I'm study at the public management and administration.
Hey, wow.
I can say that I was the best student of my university. Yes.
Same like me. No, not really, to be honest.
Yes, and I think that, for example, now we have a war from 2014.
Yeah, of course, the Donbass,
yes.
And so on.
Yes, but I think I can make more, for example, like activist, like a public person, like politics. I can do more. But when happened 24 February, I understand that
the full invasion of Russia from every angle they came into the
Yes,
Ukraine.
but when happened full invasion, I understand that it's new time. It's time not for talking, not for thinking. It's time for doing. So for defend my family, for defend my country.
But your decision to go voluntarily to the army and to the front line at that moment, your family, what they say about it? Did they say no, or they say?
I can explain
I've read a little bit about that.
I don't say anything to my parents. Yes, I am said it's 23rd February. I'm returned from Odessa from scientific conference. I'm returned to 23rd and go to sleep in my city, Bila Cerkva. And 24 at 4-5 o'clock, I wake up from the explosion. To my city are coming wrecked, and we all wake up and turn on TV, look at the TV news.
War.
Yes, that happened full-scale invasion. Yes, and after this few hours, I'm helped to my parents. I'm helped to this, and after this, I'm say happened full-scale invasion, and how I can be without my documents. My documents stay in house of my friends. I'm going to my friend and return this. And at this moment, I go into military bureau, yes.
Okay,
and
then there was.
But you have no
military skills. You didn't went in the army before. They give you like a training camp or
just go to the front.
Yes, I have experience. I have a knowledge about weapon. I have a knowledge how to use weapon. I have a knowledge about about army tactics and any. I have a learning about this, and I also interesting about this also. I think if I live in country when are war, I must to know this. And I must be ready for this.
So then when you really were in the army, you got at some moment your first battle. And how long have you been fighting before that terrible day? How many days were you already in the army fighting?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can say that, for example, from first days in military bureau, head of military bureau want to save me and recommend me, make me a post of in the staff. Yes, yeah. That I said me stay in the staff. Yes, yep. I have a post for you. Yes, it's in my team. You will be, I will be your right commander. Yes, and stay here. Write me this post. But when I going to keep the weapon after this, when I stay in military bureau, I meet a lot of people who also come into to any fight specialty. And when they go out from this transport, when we get a weapon, I'm going with them. Yes, I'm not returning to staff.
Yeah, but I mean, when you really started to go in the army, how many days have you been fighting until the terrible day?
A few months. Yes.
A few months. So you have been a few months fighting in combat, directly combat with the Russians.
Yes, I think it's untypical, a really untypical story, because I'm going to not my post in staff and going to any specialty to fight specialty. And when I go into this place, I must search work for me, search a new post. And first day I have. I do something what I can do. What I bring the boxes with ammo, with weapon. Yes, and first and after and I show my skills. I have some event for show my skills. I have some.
Special department?
Incident for when I showed my leader skills.
You first have to prove yourself if you are ready for the job, maybe, or if you or.
Yes, and after a few days, I think it's 3 days. When started the fire, yes, and I going to commander the battalion and say that.
That is a very short time to be the head of a
I have
group.
He has been chosen.
Yeah.
Yes, I was ready for this.
And when you are the commander, how long you battled to?
Sorry, I'm not understanding.
Сколько времени ты, правда, был на войне, когда, правда, был, война с русских, сколько дней вы там, правда, работал этот?
All time. Yeah.
All the time.
I don't understand.
In direct battle, how long time you have been in battle, direct battle?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yes, and in one time when I going to when started first fire, I'm going to my to commander of battalion. He must going to fight. Yes, and I come to him. Yes, and say, comrade commander. Now my right commander not here. Yes, can I join to your group? Yes, and he know me. He understand my skills in these days, and said me, okay, ask any people who also joined to fight group, yes, and we will think what we can do. And I going and ask all people who don't afraid to take your life for Ukraine, come with me. Yes, and 28 people go with me. Yes,
okay. And the day it happens.
Yes.
And you went.
And after this, I'm sorry. Yes, after this.
No.
After this, we all stay near commander, and commander say me that from this moment you are third platoon, and this guy will be your commander of this platoon. Yes.
Then started the real fighting, and on a certain day something really bad happened to you. What happened to you? Because we can see you missed one arm, you missed one leg. This was not by a car accident.
So what explosion, happened? Yeah.
Explosion. It was a rocket coming in, or?
I don't know. Yes, I a little bit remember this day, but not correctly. It's also not a typical situation. It's for me, it's not typical situation. When it's all happened, I have injured legs and arm, and I lose my mind. And one time, people from my platoon start bandaging me, and I lose my mind, and I start to think. Few days ago, when this happened, military nurses come to me and ask me when we start military training, aid combat help, yes, and this information stayed in my head. And when all happened, I lose my mind and I returned. I feel that people bandaged me, and I start to think, wow, it's military training, really.
So you did not notice really what really happened, and you just were thinking it's a training.
Yeah.
You did not feel the pain at that moment.
I can correct say that I think maybe I feel pain, but not understand that it's pain, not pain. It's a strange feel. Yes. And after this, I'm said to people that. People in my platoon said that all be okay. Yes, we will. Yes, I'm sorry very much. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm feel that we at the training, and I think that I must make the most good experience, take the most experience to my platoon. Yes.
So best possible show as if you are hurt.
Yes.
But you didn't
like in combat.
Didn't even think that it was real.
Yeah. Yes, and I start to say that, oh, where is my hand? Where is my leg? Yes, my eyes bleeding. I'm bleeding very much. Yes.
And it was really like this, and you didn't feel it.
I not feel it, and I say that, take me a weapon. I shoot all. Yes, yes. And after this, and people said me, "I'll be okay. Yes, we will save you. We will save you. I'll be okay." And I think, wow. They very nice play.
Yeah, they play very well. Good actors. Good actors.
Yeah.
You were like in a really big shock, I think, like that you on the moment that like what happening and yeah.
And when was then the first time that you realized what happened? When was that? Was it 1 hour later, a day later? When, когда ты первый раз чувствовал, что правда получил?
After this, yes, and our sniper, also he is my best friend. Yes, he called me also. We will save you. Yes, if you stay alive, I will all life. I will bring your ammo. Yes, all life.
He will carry your ammo for you.
Yeah. And I understand he man who always keep his
word.
Yes, and this word make me understand. I start to understand. It's like I start understand all. Yes.
From that moment,
yes,
you understood it was
yes,
real.
it's understanding are return it for me. Yes, and I start to say all be okay. We will go on. Yes, and after this, I voice arrive me to green zone. Yes, and after this, in one moment, car is stopped. Yes, and it's our commander and a commander of all. Yes.
All the army.
Yes, not all my section.
Whole
yes.
platoon.
Whole platoon.
Not I'm was.
They're above you, the first.
Yes, yes, commander of all scouts. Yes.
All right, and then
he going to me. Yes, I'm sorry very much. Yes, he going to me and ask me and say me, oh, I'm very pity that it's happened. Yes, I'm very pity and I make my right hand like sausage was and
Wow.
I try to wake up and keep the finger up, yes, and say it, oh, commander, all will be okay.
yeah, but I see that you are still very happy. I think you had a very painful time, but also on this moment, you are a happy guy, very...
I just want to say it, like, how did you went through it, like, for yourself, that you imagined that you lost a leg, lost the feet, and that if I see you as a person sitting here, you're, like, so full of power and, like, yeah, that you handle it. How do you did it? Like, how? Like...
I have a few reasons for this. At the first, it's not finished. It's I can go into my target. I can go to my dream targets. I can go to do. Also, I help to any. And at the second, I was prepared for this. I was ready. Yes, when I chose 24 February that I do this, I understand risk.
Wow. And also because of what happened to you and what you have done, you received the Medal of Honor from President Zelensky.
Yes.
That's not just something. That's something really big. That is really...
Yeah, it's a big honor for me. Yeah.
So and you told me already upstairs that you did not know you were going to get that. You were invited for something else. What was that day when you received this Medal of Honor?
Oh, it's very funny days. It's they call me for speech, for make a speech. I'm prepared for this, for make a very nice speech. And when before my speech, our attaché Yuri Gerashenko said that we have one more reason for this day. We have a surprise and take me this medal.
Wow. I have one question, the last question. Do you receive any money from your country to compensate what's happened to you?
In Ukraine have a program for this, yes, but not yet. Now I'm still military, yes. Yeah.
But you are very much hurt now. You lost a leg, you lost an arm, but did you also lose friends during the war? Did you lose people? Or shouldn't I ask? But
it's normal, yes. Of course, yes. I'm lose a lot very great people. I think in this war that the best people of Ukraine, the bravest, the most.
We see that, and every time we meet military, they are so proud of the country, and always say, "I want."
And a lot, my friends.
If they're in rest, they still want to go not fight in 4 days later. No, we want to fight tomorrow or today.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
When we meet some military, they're in rest,
yeah.
rotation, location, and they told us when you go back to the front, they said 4 days, but they really want to go to the next day.
Yeah, I want to rehabilitate and return to the war.
Wow.
Because
so if you have the chance, you will again join the army and you again want to fight?
Of course, yes. For example, if I not fight in a fight platoon, I can use my knowledge. I have used my experience for this, and
respect.
One last question before we go to Rick. It's a question actually from Renier. He asked us, as a soldier, what is your idea? Everybody is talking about not only defense of Ukraine, but they expect that Ukraine will offense in the areas in the Donbass, for example, and in the Crimea. Do you expect that Ukraine will take back these locations, what they lost now? And if yes, when do you think it will happen?
I think that we must return to our border in 1991.
And do you think it will happen soon, the offense of the Ukrainian?
Have I looked some recommends that it can happen in summer, can happen and more, but it's not someone about why I'm worried. Yes, I think that we have a way, we go into this way, we go into victory, and we will do this.
Slava Oekraïne.
Heroem!
That's what yeah, absolutely.
And, yes, and very grateful to Netherlands. Glory to Netherlands.
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Last week we showed our viewers that not only the Ukrainian army has modern machinery and weapons, but also the Russians. And maybe to refresh your mind, we have a small video about this.
Пиздец, ребята, блядь! Пиздец, блядь! Все, Катюши пошли, короче! Нормальные Катюши. Так, дальше что мы видим? Дальше мы видим, короче, пушкарь везут. Везут пушкарь. Тоже такие нормальные, короче, американские машины, которые снимались, в общем-то, в одном знаменитом фильме.
Now we find out that the modern equipment from the US is in use. We find out that there is a video about this, and this is the video we find.
Вот такая хрень получилась. А? Нарезная штука. И она свистить тоді. Оце їхня позиція.
So we could see what happened with the modern weapons from last week. Every week in the show we also have Rick the Ukrainian. And it's time now for Rick.
Why are you fighting? We are fools. This is why we're fighting. Have many died? So many.
Once again, Rick, a very warm welcome in our show. Thank you for being here again. The same like last week. Welcome, welcome. We are happy that you are here.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
Hi. I'm great, thank you. Slava Ukraine.
Heroem Slava. How was your week, Rick?
It was great. I don't know what to say. I had to touch with Ukrainian culture this week. I've been doing a lot of interesting things, and I'm just fighting on the informational front and just doing my job. And I also wanted to say that it's really nice to meet you, Andriy, and your story is really inspiring. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Anything very unusual or very interesting in the news what you did see last week?
I guess the most funny and also is like truthful. Right? This was a Putin's address to the new councils of his miserable country.
Yeah, you mean I've seen the video that he is in a very uncomfortable position saying bye-bye, and it's not like everybody, thank you, wow, him.
Yeah. No one was applauding. Yeah.
No, we have a small video of that.
Let's see it.
перед которыми стоят и наши страны. И в этом смысле я желаю вам всяческих успехов. Благодарю вас за внимание. Все. На этом, к сожалению, церемония у нас заканчивается, потому что санитарные ограничения до сих пор действуют. Нам не удастся с вами поговорить лично, но в ходе вашей работы, уверен, такая возможность еще неоднократно представится. Всего вам самого доброго. Благодарю вас. Все хорошо. All the best.
Yeah, it is. It's really for him a terrible situation. He is used to the applause, but not so much applause anymore.
But it looks like he is asking with his face on why is no applause.
Should it be a statement from the people that working for Putin?
We don't know. Maybe Rick has an opinion about it, because does it mean that Putin is really kind of losing his, his dignity, his power, his... What do you think about this?
You know, now he's an international criminal, and all he deserves is prison, and 121 countries in the world think so. Only a small number of countries doesn't think so or think the opposite. And he also, he lost his respect, and even those of his allies who's coming to him, the ambassadors of those countries, they're not even thinking that they must applaud to him, because he's a despicable man. He's not even a man. He's a creature, and I think every Ukrainian can stand by that. When we see him, we feel this disgust to him, and we just want this man to be get out from the face of the earth. Sorry, guys. Every time I see this despicable man, that's what I feel.
And how about if you look at him at our toilet paper?
Oh yeah, nice. That's actually a great place for him, for his picture too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but he didn't lost all his power, and that's a problem, because until he is there as their Tsar, right? He's not president. He's actually their ruler, their king. So he will be making problems to the world, not only to Ukraine. The biggest problems he's making to Ukraine, but he's also making them to all the world.
But
that's it.
Still, even like big thinking, like really big thinking. The war is at end, like tomorrow. I hope it, like even today. But even when after the war, the premier, the president of the Netherlands, never go to Russian again if he's the leader there. It's you're going to think about it. Like
also, if he's not the leader anymore, I lost also a lot of respect for a lot of Russian people, because a lot of Russian people are behind him. It's not only Putin. Also, if you look at the videos of the Russian people, what they say, it's also not all of them, but most of them. It's also it's terrible.
I know, but
I guess it's about 80% of Russians who support.
Nobody can go to there anymore, even when the war is over. Like if he's the president still there after the war, it should be a blame of every president of Europe or which country that he would go to there. It's even never impossible anymore. Like
that's true. That's true. This
is why the warrant for his arrest is so important, and it helps us a lot, democratic countries.
Also, one of the first subjects that we had in the news today about these children have been kidnapped, and there's still 19,000 in Russia. This is actually also one of the main reasons why he is asked to come to court in The Hague. And I think one day he will be in The Hague, and I think he will be punished somehow, and very strongly. I cannot imagine that this will not happen. This must happen, I think.
This must happen, but there's also the other way of his end. Unfortunately, he can just finish like Hitler, just kill himself.
Yeah,
that would be good too.
Because even when he's not gonna win, but even win or lose, he cannot sit on the throne anymore. It's not possible,
Rick, there was one incoming question from a friend of Andrei actually, and he is asking, where in the Ukraine are you at this moment?
I'm in Kiev. It's actually a pretty, unsafe and safe at the same moment place to be in. The best, not the best, but one of the best air defense systems.
Yeah, and it feels safe at the moment, but it's also one of the most high targets for the Russians, of course.
Yeah.
Rick, also you told me that you want to talk about the second subject, about actually the wounded soldiers. And I think we also have a
video.
Yeah,
maybe we will see it first.
Yeah, we have a video of that also. Yeah.
Чекай, камінь. Нема часу. Старий, терпи, блядь. Давай, стояв. А?
Надо глянути. З цієї сторони.
Лежи.
Там з цієї сторони порвав.
Де? Стоє?
А ми не вийдемо там під обстріл.
Yeah, in this video you see that the soldiers are risking their lives to getting the wounded soldiers out of the field.
Yeah, it's always a matter of minutes and sometimes even seconds to save your brother in arms. And I guess Andrei knows that better than me. Definitely, I've never been to the front line and I've never been in the military. And yeah, of course, it is really, it's really hard to see those pictures when wounded Ukrainian soldiers have been evacuated and how they, are screaming and stuff like that. But that soldier managed to get up in the end of the video. So they've started walking together, not dragging him. And I guess it's a very good sign. And they got behind the building and they started to give him the first aid. I guess it happened somewhere in Avdiivka or Mariinka. It's one of the hottest spots there on the front line right now.
Yeah, when you see this, Andrei, for you it feels even different than for us when you see this video. Когда ты видишь этот видео, это для тебя, наверное, другое чувство, еще, чем для нас.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what you see. What do you feel? Yes.
No, I feel pain and I'm worried when I see the video, because when I see the video the first time, I don't know how it's going to be ended, but I feel relieved when I see that they walk away with him. The video actually is a little bit longer than we show now.
Yes, of course, I feel also like this, but I understand that it's happened at a lot of times.
But even before you get wounded, Andrea, did you were in a situation like this? That you also have to carry a friend of you and other soldier?
I training for this. Yes, I training. What?
I think he means when happened to you
before you were wounded.
When you were wounded.
Did you were in a situation like this that you have to help another guy on the front?
I not save any. Yes.
Okay.
I not have this experience. Yes.
That you were in the same situation maybe because you were fighting at the front. That somebody next to you was also hit, or. That you have to carry him to the safe line?
It's happened in a lot times in a lot place.
Yeah.
Rick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A question. When Ukrainian army finds a wounded soldier from Russia, what's going to happen with him?
It's actually hard to believe. I mean, but we Ukrainians are pretty, how do you call it? Humane, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it doesn't happen with every Russian soldier, but a lot of Russian soldiers who came to Ukrainian captivity tell the stories where Ukrainian soldiers gave them the first aid. They stopped their bleeding and they saved their lives, actually. So a lot of Russian soldiers were saved by Ukrainian soldiers.
We have an incoming question from Mushroom Manny. It's somebody you know also, because I saw him on your stream yesterday also. It's a question actually for Andrei. What do you think now the brotherhood in the army gets stronger because people get killed, or it gets makes you fight harder? он спросит, или война делает так, когда потеряешь люди, или чувствуется как дружба с вашими камарадами, сильнее через война, или это не поменяется?
You ask that war make our brotherhood stronger?
Yeah, not only war, but when people get killed. When your friends, some of your friends get killed, makes your brotherhood with the other friends stronger?
I think this war moment, it's change to our nationality, be stronger and change make a new change. Yes, it's like kuznia, forge. Yes, forge where we will make our spirit and our nationality idea. Yes, when we lose our military question in our country and any problem. We all together and get in unity. Yes.
Yeah, we're so much united right now. When we were never that united before, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rick.
I totally agree with Andrei.
Rick, we have to end this interview already because we're already far over our time. One thing?
I say one thing. Today is a happy news. 100 Ukrainian soldiers who were in Russian captivity come back to Ukraine. A new exchange happened today. So 100 more soldiers come back to Ukraine. They are free now.
Yes, it's nice news.
That's really good.
Awesome news. And Andrei, before I go, I wanted to thank you for your service. You are a very strong man, very optimistic, and your story is inspiring me. Thank you so much for coming here today to Franky and Coen's Inside Ukraine.
We have one more incoming question though for you especially. It's from Tube Radio. I have to ask you, if you have sometimes to relax, can you sometimes watch a funny movie or get your mind away from the war, or is it all day through thinking about the war and working on your tubes and things like that?
Not right now. During the war, I stopped any funny stuff, almost any funny stuff. Sometimes I do that, but mostly I prefer to read news or work for my country. I know that it's not good for my mental health probably, but that's all I could think about now. So yeah, most of Ukrainians, I cannot say we all like 100% of us united, but most, like 99% of us are united around the one goal, victory of our country over Russia.
I see the same at home. Actually, my wife, Tanya, she's always busy with the war. I have to thank her also very much because most of the videos which we use are found by her. She's all day sending us video about all kind of things in the Ukraine. So also, Tanya, I want to thank you very much. Rick, I have to thank you very much. And we have to go on to our next... sorry? Thank you very much. And we will have a little chat about our next trip because next week everything's going to be different. Yes, our next trip. Our next trip. Next week we are going already to Ukraine again. Friday we will leave the Netherlands.
Yeah.
How about that, Koen?
How about I'm working every day to get the goods inside the trucks, and the last day, Friday morning, I get the snacks, and then we go our trip.
Yes, we were very busy with that.
Yeah, if I can ask, how many days is going to take before you even are in Kiev? Like
Kiev, okay, we have 1 day to Krakow, second day to Lviv.
That's
third day we go to Kiev, and then we have some things in the Kiev area. We will work 1 day in Borodyanka. We promised that before, but last time... Yeah, we will do one day in Borodyanka. We're talking about the frying fries. Yeah. And then we go further to Kharkiv on the 4th day, and hopefully the 5th day we can start working in the area of Donbass area. So
near the front, like near the front.
Yeah, well, more near to the front, yes.
Near to the front, really nice.
So it's a big trip. We are organizing everything, and coming Friday we're going. So in 4 days we're leaving. But not only that is going to be different. The show will go on here, so every week we will be here. But we have a guest host. He's sitting there.
This is the second time that I'm here, but I'm gonna host a show after you're gone, like Friday when you go to the front, and I'm gonna hope that we're gonna stay in touch, because we're gonna be live together. You're from the front and I'm sitting there.
Yeah,
so,
we try to find internet somewhere.
Guests sitting with you.
I'm gonna know who's gonna be here. Like
you don't know yet?
We're not gonna tell yet.
We're gonna show it next week.
We're gonna show it next week. But again, we will have a very special guest that you can count on. Right. Every week we have special guests here, so people should watch, because always there's the news, the special guests, and of course we will be like special guests also. Then
we are the guests from Ukraine.
Don't say it. It was my job to say that you are the special guest.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, tell it then.
No. Next week we have like special guests, like live from the Ukraine, Franky and Coen.
Yeah.
And are you ready to go, like mentally, like everything?
I'm mentally ready.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We lived up to it. We knew we were going to go. We have arranged everything. We have really good locations where we're going to work, where the help is needed very hard. So yes, we're looking up to it.
On the right time and on a good spot.
Yeah, it's a little bit stressy, of course, but
you can handle it. You did it before, so
we did it before. Yeah, this is the 6th time in Ukraine itself.
It's our 11th trip in total.
11th
trip in total.
Nice.
So in just over 1 year.
You put a lot of pressure on me, to gonna sit there.
Yeah,
there's a question,
of course.
There's a question coming into us. I will ask Coen.
Oh.
It's actually to us and to me and to you, but I will read you the question. When you are working in the Ukraine, are there not any people that have not been evacuated and asking you if you can take them with you out of the region? Have you had this before?
Not of the region, no.
No, not yet.
No, the most people want to stay there in the region.
The people who want to leave, most of them, they left already. But it's people who didn't leave because they have no financial opportunity. There's a lot of people still living there. They are very old and they say, I don't want to leave. I want to stay here. I'm born here and I will die here. And then you have the people with, for example, a lot of animals like farmers, or some people who think that they can protect their house. Yeah. Their house is still standing, although that in some of the areas 80% of the houses are gone. But some people don't want to go for that kind of reason.
Straight to, they didn't ask, no.
Not, huh? I think if we would have a sign that we could take people, then probably...
But if they really ask you, if they are gonna come up to you and like asking, like, please, can I go?
If there's space in the car, I would take some people. I don't say I would take them to Holland, but we would take them to safer area.
I already know this answer because you're good guys.
Yeah.
No, but like in some locations, like where we were the last days, from some people I really don't understand that they are there. And if some of those people would ask, if we have available seats in the car, we would for sure take them out of this most dangerous area to a safer place.
You're gonna drive them to the first safe place that you're gonna find.
For example, or if they said they want to go to Lviv, or if we can help them with some money, sometimes we have that. We know people that they want to get out, but they don't have financial power. We sometimes help them.
I think that it's not only baking the fries that you're doing there. You do so much more, and I don't think that all the people see it, but it's good that we talk about it.
Yes, excellent. It's almost time to say goodbye, but not before a very small video of 2 drones. One drone is an Ukrainian drone, it's the upper drone, and the other drone is a Russian drone, because there's not only fights on the ground, but also there are fights in the air. So. And that was the Russian drone. I want to thank everybody here. First, I want to thank Jan on the chair.
See you next week.
Yes. keep everything good here. Don't drink all the vodka which is there.
I know, but keep it warm.
Yeah, keep the seat warm. Don't drink all the vodka. Of course, thanks to Rick and Aljona, and a very, 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 very big thank you to André. It was a big honor to have you in the show. You're a very, very special guest. And of course, thank you very much, Coen.
And you, Franky, for the second show.
Yes, and it was a pleasure. It was nice. We had fun, I think. So everybody, thank you very much. See you again next week. Next week, again, special guests. A lot is going to happen. Absolutely, don't forget, watch next week again at the same time. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.